Gaffer, firstly, the signing of Johnson Clark-Harris, I know we spoke earlier, but he's obviously trained with you for the first time today, and exactly what you see is what you get with Johnson. He'll cause a handful.
He is a handful, the boy. Like I said to you earlier, he was our number one target. You always, as a manager, have to have maybe 3 different targets, but he was the one we really went after. We didn't really look anywhere else. And obviously he gives you that physicality, he gives you a hell of a left foot, strong, powerful, quick boy. Goal scoring record in the last 2 seasons, given the games he's played, has been good at this level. And he's ready for the challenge to try and get us promoted, there's no doubt about it. And he's the one that we need in terms of if Ivan left, to replace him.
Yeah, in terms of the strikers that you have, with Ivan still here at this moment in time, you've got a whole raft of different individuals, haven't you, in terms of what they can provide, and it's finding the right blend, I guess, as a manager.
Yeah, we were always planning ahead at this club, and with John signing me, that proves that. If Ivan ends up staying, he ends up staying, but the odds are he probably will go. So if he does go, then we've got 4 really good strikers. If he doesn't, we've got 5 really good strikers. So, but certainly, with one eye on that, the Ivan situation. We feel that John is the one that, looking at his stats from the last 2 seasons, looking at what he can bring to the team, what we need if Ivan goes in terms of, you've got Mo Dems and Ricky left, physicality wise, that's not really their strength. Their talent lies in different areas. Listen, Dems is a strong little boy in terms of the way he gets against people, but you would, if you ask them, they would say that's not their strength. So we had to replace him, because you're going to get some games where teams may put a full press on, we can't get out from the back or whatever, we're not very good on the ball on a specific day. We need another option. I think we showed that last season. They're different players. I'm not saying that, he's coming in and he's going to be the same as I. They're different players. They are very, very different. But what he does give us is strength and physicality. Not just that, of course, he gives us goals and he gives us good quality at the top end of the pitch.
Yeah, you mentioned before, obviously, Vice Captain Nathan Thompson and obviously Captain Mark Beavers. Are you almost ready for the season now? You've got pretty much all your jigsaws in place, apart from, of course, getting some players out the door.
Yeah, I think the important bit now is obviously we're probably 95% closure on the squad for the season. And obviously when you bring players in, added to what you've already got, there has to be a surplus to that, which means that players have to move on, especially now with the salary cap. I can only fit so many players within that, and I've spoken to certain individuals about that, and obviously it's never easy as a manager to say, look, the way the situation is, you need to perhaps look for another club, but I have to do it. And yeah, there's a few players at least that would need to move on.
Is it? We spoke about this before. It's about honesty as a manager, isn't it? You've just got to sit them down and say, look, I'm very sorry, but we have a surplus, and because of the salary cap, you can't hang anyone out to dry in terms of sitting on the bench.
No, it's nothing personal. It never is. It's a footballing decision I make. Not all of them are due to the salary cap. Some of them are purely footballing decisions, and I'm fortunate that I've managed to get in the players I want. So you can't just keep getting in and not letting players go. So I have to balance it off. And in terms of what I wanted for the positions that I needed filling, in terms of where I needed, and I felt a little bit of improvement, we've brought certain players in that hopefully can do that. The actual, possible starting 11 is not going to be too much different, but we needed to balance it and get the right strength of depth in the squad, and I feel we've done that. I've been absolutely delighted with the players we've brought in, all the way from when we brought Dan in, and then we've gone through the team. We've had a little bonus, Edwards, in terms of coming in, so we're pleased.
And in terms of the game against Coventry, similar to what you've done previously in terms of 2 90-minute fixtures, it gives everybody a chance to get minutes in the belt? Yes,
possibly maybe have a couple of players that just do 45, but generally we're going to look at everyone having a 90 minutes, and then it's all guns blazing after that, isn't it? It really is. So I think the timing of the game with Coventry, which for me will be our toughest test, because they're a very good team. They've added to the team that got promoted last season. Now we're looking forward to it, and it's on our new in the stadium, so I'm pleased about that as well. So No, it's a really good game for us, and like you say, it'll be 2 90 minutes, and then we'll just have a normal week leading up to the Cheltenham game.
I know you've had a number of games so far, including a couple in the stadium. This game being in our stadium and learning the protocols that are involved in that is going to be a real challenge to get through to make sure you can concentrate on the football as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've had a meeting this morning with the logistics of Saturday and what it brings. There are changes. I mean, Saturday's going to be different to this season because obviously there's 4 teams as opposed to 2, so there is a challenge to that. But you know, we've just got to be sensible. I mean, the club have been fantastic in terms of sorting the stadium out, especially when we had a bit of damage to it. Everyone's really mucked in and got it all sorted, so people should take a lot of credit for that. The organisation will be there as clear as day in terms of the zones we have to go in. But really for the players and in terms of the 2 teams, it actually works quite well where one's almost not even going to be in connection with the other. So, but then obviously after that we'll just have to make sure that the players are aware of where they have to be and where they can't go.
Yeah, 2 awards dished out today. One EFL Player of the Year for League One, Ivan Toney. And after the season he had, you can't really argue with that. The club has also won the Family Club of the Year, which is obviously a lot of stuff that's been done off the pitch. It's always nice to be recognised, whether it's on or off the pitch.
Well, I think it's a really, really fantastic award. Both, obviously, Ivan, we felt, the season he had, there's no surprise there. He had a fantastic season, the boy, and we don't know how many goals he would have got if the season had been finished. So he fully deserves it. In terms of the family award, it's great. I mean, the club's really moved on in the sense of, the amount of you guys going out to schools all the time. I know Jason really drives it home, and so yeah, it's a fantastic award and thoroughly deserved. So, there's a lot of work that people may not see. So hopefully this is, in the obviously will be in the public domain, and people can see how much work we actually put in off the pitch as opposed to on it.